Inflation's grip, how rising costs are shaping 2024. Did you know that in 2024, inflation is pushing millions of families to the brink, with food prices skyrocketing and wages falling behind? This economic phenomenon is creating a perfect storm, leaving many struggling to make ends meet as the cost of everyday necessities continues to rise uncontrollably. The cost of living is rising at an alarming rate. From soaring food prices to skyrocketing rent, inflation is affecting people in every corner of the world. The financial strain is palpable, with families everywhere being forced to make tough choices about their expenditures. We'll break down the key factors driving inflation in 2024. Understanding these elements is crucial for grasping the full scope of the issue. Various forces, from supply chain disruptions to monetary policies, are converging to create an environment where prices are consistently climbing. What is inflation, and how does it work? In simple terms, inflation is the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services is rising, leading to a decrease in purchasing power. It occurs when the demand for products outstrips supply or when production costs increase. A brief history of inflation and its past impacts on society can provide valuable insights. Historical episodes of inflation, such as the hyperinflation in post-World War I Germany, show how severe price increases can destabilize economies and lead to significant social and political upheaval. The latest statistics reveal that inflation rates are climbing globally, with some regions experiencing unprecedented spikes. Central banks report that average inflation rates have surged by 5 to 7% compared to last year. These numbers highlight a concerning trend that is affecting every aspect of daily life, from groceries to housing. Food prices have been particularly hard hit, with staples like bread, milk, and vegetables seeing double-digit increases. Families are finding it increasingly difficult to afford basic necessities, forcing many to alter their diets or seek out cheaper alternatives. This surge in food costs is squeezing household budgets significantly. The housing market is another area feeling the strain of inflation. Rent prices are rising rapidly, putting additional pressure on tenants already grappling with other increased living costs. Homebuyers, too, face higher mortgage rates and property prices, making homeownership an elusive goal for many. Utilities such as electricity, water, and gas have not been spared from inflation's reach. Households are receiving heftier bills, stretching their finances even thinner. The rising cost of these essential services is forcing many to adopt more energy-efficient practices or cut back on usage, but the burden remains heavy. Healthcare costs are also climbing, adding another layer of financial stress. Inflation is driving up the price of medications, medical procedures, and health insurance premiums. For many, this means difficult choices between healthcare and other essential expenses, further complicating the struggle to maintain a healthy lifestyle. The increasing cost of education is placing a heavy burden on families worldwide. Tuition fees, school supplies, and extracurricular activities are becoming more expensive, making it harder for parents to afford quality education for their children. Scholarships and financial aid can help, but they are not always enough to bridge the gap. Rising transportation costs are another significant concern. With fuel prices climbing, daily commutes and travel expenses are straining household budgets. Many families are forced to cut back on leisure travel and find alternatives to driving, such as carpooling or using public transportation, to save money. Wages are struggling to keep pace with inflation, leading to decreased purchasing power for many workers. While some sectors have seen modest wage increases, they are often insufficient to cover the rising cost of living. This disparity is causing financial stress and forcing families to make tough spending decisions. Inflation is also impacting job security and employment rates. Companies facing higher operating costs may freeze hiring, reduce staff, or cut back on benefits. Employees are left feeling uncertain about their job stability, which can lead to decreased morale and productivity in the workplace. Savings are being eroded as inflation diminishes the value of money over time. What once seemed like a substantial nest egg is now worth significantly less, making it harder for individuals to achieve their financial goals. People are seeking ways to protect their savings, such as investing in assets that potentially outpace inflation. Rising costs are pushing many families into deeper debt, as essential expenses outpace income growth. Credit card balances are swelling, and loans are becoming harder to manage. This debt spiral is not only stressful but also diminishes financial stability, making it increasingly difficult for individuals to save for future needs. Governments worldwide are implementing various measures to combat inflation, from adjusting interest rates to introducing subsidies. Some are focusing on fiscal stimulus packages, while others are tightening monetary policies. These actions aim to stabilize economies, but their effectiveness varies, leaving many citizens uncertain about their economic future. Central banks play a crucial role in managing inflation through monetary policy. By adjusting interest rates, they influence borrowing and spending behaviors. However, balancing inflation control with economic growth is a delicate task. Central banks must carefully monitor economic indicators to avoid triggering recessions or exacerbating financial instability. Inflation rates differ significantly around the globe, influenced by local economic conditions and government policies. Developed nations may experience moderate inflation, while developing countries could face hyperinflation. These variations highlight the complex nature of inflation and the importance of tailored strategies to address each region's unique challenges. In the United States, inflation is impacting various sectors, from groceries to healthcare. Families are finding it harder to make ends meet, and businesses are grappling with increased operational costs. The government is working on measures to alleviate these pressures, but the road to economic stability remains uncertain for many Americans. In Europe, inflation has led to significant economic challenges. Countries like Germany and France are grappling with increased living costs, and many citizens are feeling the pinch. The European Central Bank is under pressure to balance interest rates and economic growth, aiming to mitigate the impact on households and businesses alike. Asian economies are facing diverse inflationary pressures. In countries like India and China, the rapid pace of economic growth has contributed to rising costs. Governments are implementing various measures to control inflation, yet the impact on everyday life, from food prices to transportation costs, remains a significant concern. Africa's battle with inflation is multifaceted, with many nations experiencing severe economic strain. Rising fuel and food costs have hit vulnerable populations the hardest. Governments and international organizations are working together to provide relief, though the road to economic stability and affordability for the average citizen remains challenging. South American countries are enduring high inflation rates, notably in Argentina and Venezuela, where economic crises have deepened. The soaring cost of essentials is forcing families to make tough choices. Efforts by governments to stabilize economies are ongoing, but the immediate effects on people's daily lives are profound and widespread. Consumer behavior is changing globally in response to inflation. People are becoming more frugal, cutting back on non-essentials and seeking out discounts and bargains. This shift in spending habits reflects a broader trend of financial caution, as households strive to stretch their budgets further amidst rising prices and economic uncertainty. Families are making significant lifestyle changes to cope with rising costs. Many are cutting back on dining out, opting for home-cooked meals instead. Others are reducing non-essential expenses like entertainment and vacations. Some are even downsizing their homes or moving to more affordable areas to save on rent or mortgage payments. Affordable food alternatives are becoming increasingly popular as grocery prices soar. Many are turning to seasonal fruits and vegetables, which are often cheaper. Bulk buying of staples like rice, beans, and pasta is also on the rise. Home gardening is gaining traction, providing fresh produce at a lower cost. Reducing utility bills is crucial in times of high inflation. Simple changes like using energy-efficient appliances, sealing windows and doors, and turning off lights when not needed can make a significant difference. Many families are also investing in solar panels and other renewable energy sources to cut long-term costs. Cutting healthcare costs is a priority for many. Families are opting for generic medications over brand names, using telehealth services to avoid expensive doctor visits, and taking advantage of preventive care to avoid costly treatments. Shopping around for the best prices on prescriptions and medical services can also lead to substantial savings. Affordable educational resources are essential as education costs rise. Many are utilizing free or low-cost online courses and educational apps. Public libraries are a valuable resource for books and study materials. Some families are even forming co-ops to share homeschooling responsibilities and reduce the cost of private education. Affordable educational resources are more accessible than ever. Online platforms offer free courses, and local libraries provide valuable materials. Community centers often host affordable classes and workshops. Taking advantage of these options can help families continue learning without breaking the bank. Staying informed is crucial during times of economic uncertainty. Using public transportation can significantly reduce daily expenses. Many cities offer discounted passes or special rates for frequent commuters. Carpooling with coworkers or friends is another viable option. By opting for public transit, you can save money on fuel, parking, and vehicle maintenance, easing the financial strain of inflation. Communities are coming together in remarkable ways to support each other. From food banks to volunteer-run support groups, these initiatives provide essential services to those in need. Sharing resources and skills within neighborhoods fosters a sense of unity and resilience, making it easier for everyone to cope with rising costs. Local programs are stepping up to help families navigate financial challenges. These initiatives offer assistance with groceries, utility bills, and even rent. By participating in these programs, families can alleviate some of the economic pressures they face. Staying connected with local organizations can provide a lifeline during tough times. Long-term financial stability requires strategic planning. Building an emergency fund, diversifying income streams, and investing wisely are essential steps. Regularly reviewing and adjusting your financial plan ensures you stay on track. By focusing on long-term goals, you can weather economic fluctuations and secure a more stable future for your family. Investing during high inflation can be daunting, but certain assets offer protection. Consider real estate, commodities like gold, and inflation-protected securities. Diversifying your portfolio to include these can help maintain value. Consult a financial advisor to tailor investments to your needs and mitigate inflation's impact on your wealth. Economists and financial experts stress the importance of staying informed and proactive. They recommend regular portfolio reviews and staying updated on economic trends. Expert insights can provide valuable strategies for navigating inflationary periods, helping you make informed decisions and secure your financial future despite rising costs. Future predictions suggest inflation may continue to rise, driven by supply chain disruptions and increased demand. Staying prepared means adjusting your financial strategies accordingly. Keeping an eye on economic indicators and being flexible in your investment approach can help you weather potential economic storms in the coming years. Real-life stories highlight the personal impact of inflation. From families struggling with grocery bills to individuals facing higher medical costs, these narratives underscore the widespread effects. Sharing these stories fosters community support and offers practical insights into coping mechanisms, providing comfort and solidarity in challenging times. Have you felt the impact of inflation? Share your experiences in the comments to connect with others facing similar challenges. Your stories can provide valuable insights and support. Subscribe for more tips and expert advice on navigating these turbulent economic times and securing a stable financial future.